I'm doing this video almost begrudgingly because part of me doesn't even want to do this video. But this is my Aventus decant. You might recognize it from the Aventus review video I did about a year ago. Here's the same one, about 5 milliliters out of 10 used. If this is your, I mean, you've probably already seen 20 Aventus videos. So if this is your first Aventus video, well, I'm flattered to be your first dive into it. But this is more the concept than just the review of the perfume. Aventus has always been very pleasant. It's been one of my most well-received fragrances when I have worn it. As far as compliments go, and compliments aren't nearly as prevalent or as common as people like you to think, some very attractive people who get complimented a lot, maybe not necessarily because of their fragrance, and that's something a lot of the fragrance community really needs to digest. You know, you really got to be in this for you. And Aventus, what people have used this for in the fragrance community is to get compliments and get liked, because Aventus will never be more than very pleasing. And when I say very pleasing, I mean very safe, because this is a safe fragrance. You're not going to offend anybody with this. You can use it in any season, any weather, any time of day, any occasion. And a fragrance like that is that flexible, can never be exciting. You can't have something that safe excite you. It's like a Honda Civic, where in any occasion, a Honda Civic is great. And my first car was a Honda Civic, so don't hate. I'm not throwing out anything about it. I'm just saying it will never excite anybody, except maybe the Civic Si. Digression. Anyways, back into this. I want fragrances that shock and wow me. I don't want something pleasant, and especially for $300. $300 for pleasant. You smell nice. You smell nice. How deep does that really go? How far does that really go for you? Is that worth $300 to you? Or would you rather hear something like, you smell different? That's what I prefer. And you won't get that with Aventus, because Aventus is familiar. And that's why it's so well received, is because it's so familiar, because everybody who smells it, they know something like it. They've smelled something like it somewhere. Maybe they smelled Bleu de Chanel. And if you're a fragrance novice, if you're just a regular person, you probably couldn't tell the difference between this and Bleu de Chanel. They're both fresh. They both have a little bit of citrus in there, a little bit of wood in there. And that's as far as the average nose can go. That's about as far as the average one can dig. They can't see further than that. So why not just spend $100 on Bleu de Chanel? If you're just getting the very pleasant, safe way out, spend a third of the price. That's why I have this decant and I'll never get a bottle, because, yeah, my girlfriend likes this. Yeah, of course she would. Yeah, of course. Anyone would. But for me, it doesn't shock and wow me. As soon as I spray it on, I'm like, yeah, I smell good. But something else, like some of my Slumber House and some other things up my sleeve, when I spray that on, it's like, I know I'm different. Like, this is different. People have not smelled this smell. And that's really special to me. And you can't do that with this. As much as you like to. As much as you would think you can, you can't. And that's why I think some people go so crazy with the batch variations, because they're searching for that unique value of Aventus that they can't find. They're chasing this white buffalo that can't be caught. What is the most unique Aventus? What is the best Aventus? What is the most different of Aventus? Because they can spend all this money on Aventus, but they'll never get that high of, I smell different. And that's why there's so much infighting. Look, they have the batch code printed right here, 18D02. What does that mean? You know, how different are they really? It's, yeah, I don't get a whole lot of pineapple in this one, and that's maybe because it's a batch thing. Performance is fine. I generally think this is fine. So that's all I really have to say about it, and those are kind of my closing thoughts on it, because I don't really need to talk about this fragrance anymore. I thought I'd have a longer video, but here I am sitting at 5 minutes running out of things to say. There's just not a whole lot to say beyond that, and maybe that will trigger some people. But it'll never be more than a pleasant fragrance.